Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Nawal Singh Todawat, Assistant Professor in the subject of botany, Moreshwar Arts, Science and Commerce College, Ukkargam. Well, friends, in previous video or lecture, if you remind, we have gone thoroughly regarding the micronutrients of the plants and the functions and their symptoms if it is in their absence in the plant growth. In that case, we have seen that the micronutrients such as the iron, manganese, copper, molybdenum, and etc. Each and every micronutrients plays a crucial role in the development or growth of the plant. Well, we do notice that when the nutrients, for example iron, is present in a proper amount or in a adequate amount, then we don't see any side effects, as well as the growth is very normal and fresh of the plant. But when we see the proportions of the nutrients, when it fluctuates, maybe less, maybe more, then the symptoms on the plants are clearly recognized. Now, this phenomenon works on each and every micronutrients. It may be nickel, molybdenum, manganese, copper, and so on. Now on the other side, what we see that the macronutrients. And macro, the name itself suggests it requires in a more amount. Now, as we see that the macronutrients are 9 and the micronutrients are 8. Total of a macro and a micro is 17. Well, we know that carbon as well as hydrogen and oxygen, the plant absorbs it from the atmosphere, or this nutrients is present in the atmosphere, whereas we do see some nitrogenous compound in atmosphere, but it is not directly accumulated by the plant. Now this nitrogen will mix up with the rain and few things in the soil, and after having the nitrification process, the plant will absorb it via roots. Now this, what the molecules or the nutrients which are present in the atmosphere are also utilized by the plant. Well, the nutrients which present in the soils are nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. I repeat: nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, and calcium, as well as magnesium. So all these macronutrients is required in a large amount, or a big proportion is covered by these nutrients. So these are the micronutrients as we saw in yesterday's previous video: iron, copper, manganese, molybdenum, zinc, chlorine, boron, and so on. Well, now today, well, what is the role of each and every nutrient in the plant's growth, or in the mechanism of the plant growth, and what are the deficiency and symptoms of the nutrients? Well, there are four columns. Very top, you can see the essential nutrients and how the plants absorb, in which form do they absorb, functions of the nitrogens or nutrients, as well as deficiency, what deficiency occurs on the plants. Well, number one, that is nitrogen. Nitrogen is needed by the metabolic activity cells as well as meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are the very fast dividing part of the plant, and the cells do divide very fast, rapidly, and thus the very uppermost part of the plant in case of aerial part, whereas in the root you see just behind or just beneath to the root cap. So this is the meristematic tissue. Metabolically active cells, well, which constituent of proteins, nucleic acid, vitamins, as well as the hormones. Now what happens if the proportion of the if the nitrogen uh, is less in the soil or is unavailable to absorb by the roots? So what will happen? You may clearly observe the chlorosis on the leaf, inhibition of the cell division. The cell division process gets somewhere stagnant or somewhere restrict, and due to the deficiency of nitrogen, delayed in the flowering. This is one of the most important aspect in the fruit orchids or the garden orchids for their farmers. The farmer who grows the fruits such as the punica, then lemon, and so on. What regarding the phosphorus? What is seen, the phosphorus functions cell membranes, some protein, all nucleic acid, as well as the nucleotides. Form of absorption of the potassium, and the function it also requires for birds, leaves, root tips, meristematic tissues, and it helps in anion cation balance, protein synthesis, open closure of stomata, activation of enzymes, and turgidity of cells. So this is one of the important aspects. It too shows the necrosis in potassium, inhibition of cell division. Well, regarding the calcium, so form of absorption is ionic, which is required for meristematic as well as the differentiating tissues, formation of the cell wall, mitotic spindle. Deficiency is the necrosis, brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins. Since magnesium, sulfur, regarding the ions and all that, we have gone thoroughly in our previous video. Now, regarding the magnesium, the plant's functions required for the photosynthesis, activation of enzymes for respiration, synthesis of a DNA and a RNA, maintain ribosome structure, and constituent of ring structure of chlorophyll. So friends, deficiency symptoms of magnesium can be observed on the aerial parts such as on the leaves. What we see that the chlorosis of the leaves, what is the chlorosis? Yellowing of the leaves has been observed. necrosis, somewhat tips are become reddish and dried, and in that condition we call it as the necrosis. Brown spots surrounded by the halos and chlorotic veins. Well, regarding the sulfur too, sulfur functions and present in the two amino acid cysteine and methionine, and thus a constituent of vitamins and ferredoxin. So friends, these are the micronutrients. All this we have seen in our previous lectures. Some are the toxicity of elements, and this is the nitrogen cycle, how the nitrogen is available for the plant to absorb and to uptake. So looking over this, showing relationship between the nitrogen pools, atmospheric nitrogen, soil and biomass. So friends, with this we can understand that this biological nitrogen fixation, industrial nitrogen fixation, electrical nitrogen fixation and denitrification. So this is the soil part. What we look out at the ammonification is by this animal biomass. Look out at this decaying biomass, and the nitrogen present ammonification takes place and it rich in the soils. What about the plant biomass? It uptakes, and it again it consumed by the animal, and that is why such cycle is transferred. Look out at this is the atmospheric nitrogen. Well, look out at this industrial, electrical, denitrifications. So these are the things what we can look out at this nitrogen cycle. Friends, this was what about the elements and the nutrients which are required for the survival of the plant, or you may call for the growth of the plant. Likewise, as we spoke that the hydrogen, carbon and oxygen, these are the compounds which are available in the atmosphere and are on a large amount. Usually the elements or the minerals which are present in the soil, such as the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium and so on. So these are this takes a major part and constituent in the play in the workout of the life of the plants, and each and every nutrients has an different types of role in the plant growth, such as in the photosynthesis, such as in the protein synthesis, such as in the what we can say in the meristematic tissues, in the growth or cell divisions of the cells and so on. Friends, I would like to say that the slides were taken from the slideshare.com, and we are very thankful to the author as well as the slideshare.com, and we don't have any claim and authority on these slides. It is just for the purpose of the teaching. I would like to say to the students that please take down the notes from this presentation and write it down, read it out, learn it out for your examinations. If you have any doubt and queries regarding these topics as well as any questions, so you may contact to me on my cell phone or on the WhatsApp. Thank you.